economic activities by men and women. We have studied about the Vilas and the Sakal. They were engaged in different activities. As they are engaged, everyone is engaged in different type of activities. Just like Vilas sells fish, Sakal got a job in the firm. There are various type of activities that people do, and these activities are basically classified in three categories. These are the primary activities, the secondary activities, and the tertiary activities. Primary activities, these are the activities in which includes agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry farming, mining, quarrying, manufacturing. So the activities which are done by the use of natural resources, again we see the activities just like agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poultry farming, mining, quarrying, in which we use the natural resources and get the finished products. These are called the primary activities. Then the manufacturing, that is the secondary sector. Manufacturing of any item in the factory or at small scale industry, at your home, by the use of finished products of primary sector, that is called the secondary sector. And then the trade and transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, services, insurance, all these comes under the tertiary sector. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. So whatever the activities we do that produces goods and services, these activities add value to the national income. And by production of goods and services, what these things do, they add the value to the national income. These activities are called economic activities, and because these activities help in generating income, these are called the economic activities. There are two parts of these activities, that are the market activities and the non-market activities. What are the market activities? Market activities involved remuneration to anyone who performed just like activity performed for pay or profit. These include production of goods and services, including government services. So wherever we do the activity for generating income, these are called the market activities. And wherever we do the economic activity for self-consumption, for not generating income, that is called the non-market activities. So especially the home chorus or the consumption of primary products, these are called the non-market economic activities. Due to the historical and the cultural reasons, there is a division of labor between men and women in the family, and the division is being done in the way that women generally look after domestic chorus and men work in the fields. Just like in Sakal's family, Sakal's mother Sheila cooked food, cleans utensils, washes clothes, cleans the houses, and looks after her children. Sakal's father Bhuta Singh cultivates the field, sells the produce in the market, and earn money for the family. Now if you see, Sheila, Sakal's mother, is not paid for the services delivered for upbringing of the family. She is not paid money, she is not paid salary for anything what she is doing for the family. So there are a lot of things, lot of works that women do, but they are not paid for those services which they delivered to their family. But just like his father Bhuta Singh, he works in the field and he earns money, and he spends that money for the family. The household work done by women is not recognized in national income. On the other hand, Geeta, mother of Vilas, earned an income by selling fish. Thus, women are paid to their work when they are enter in the labor market. Why she is paid? Because she is working as labor. She collects fish and then sell those to in the market. The earning, like that of male counterpart, is determined on the basis of education and skill. And the earning, whatever they get from these work, that is determined by their education and their skill. Education helps individual to make better use of the economic opportunity available before him. So, the education and skill are the major determinants of the earning of any of individual in the market. If you do not have education or you do not have the skill to work, you cannot survive in the market. You will not be able to get jobs in the market. And if you are having the skills and you are having the proper education for that, then you can earn a good amount. But if we see, majority of women have meager education and low skill formation, because no one focuses on the women's education and they did not get any kind of training. So low skill formation, women are paid low compared to men, and because of the meager education or low education and the skill of low skills, they are paid lesser salary or the lesser wages. And women work in the fields where job security is not there. Various activities relating to legal protection is meager. Employment in this sector is characterized by the irregular and low income. In these fields where the women work, the income remains irregular and they have the low income. And there are no basic facilities are provided to these women, just like medical leave, child care or social security systems, and nothing is there. In these fields. But if the women who are having the higher education and the skill formation, if they work, they paid a par with the men. They are paid equal to the men, and they work in the organized sectors like teaching, medicine, and in these two fields they work most. Some women have entered administration and other services also, and they are getting good jobs and they are getting good salaries also. What are the things that make the quality of population? So quality of population depends on basically on literacy rate, health of a person, and health of a person can be indicated by life expectancy and skill formation. So these are the basic things that make a person quality. So first we talk about the education. Sakal's education in the initial years of his life bore him and fruit in the later years in terms of a good job and salary, because Sakal get a good education in his early years, so he got a good job. So what we can say is that the education was most important part in the life of Sakal. It opened a new horizon for him and provided new aspiration and developed values of life. Not only Sakal, education contributes the growth of society also. So education is the most important part of the development of human. It enhances the national income, cultural richness, increase of efficiency to the governance. All these are achieved by education. For providing universal access, we can increase our education, we can increase our per capita income, we can increase our GDP. All these can be done by the education. With the education, for education, government is also taking many steps. It's like they have started the schemes for girls' education. They have established Navodaya Vidyalayas in all the districts, and right now government government's expenditure is about 3.3%. It was in 2013-14, which government is spending for education. Due to that, the literacy rate has been increased from in India from 18% to 74% 10-11. Now it is about 95 to 98%. But literacy is not only right. The person need to perform their duty and enjoy their rights properly. However, and that can be done when they get education in the way that which can enhance their quality. It is not just the literacy, just to read and write the names, but they should understand the things whatever they have been taught. So the literacy among males is nearly 16% higher than the female. In urban area, people are more literate. In the rural area, people are less literate. The government is working with the Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan so that everyone can get a good education. And the government working hard to provide education to everyone in the country. If people are not able to send their child to school, the government is ready to provide them the midday meal. They are providing the midday meals. They are providing the free uniforms, and they are sending teachers to their homes so that every student who want to study can study. If again they don't have the resources to study, then the government is providing distance education as well, so that they can study from their home also. And we are trying to increase the enrollment ratio in the schools regularly. Now we will study about the importance of health in human capital formation in the next video. Thank you.